We're on day 11 of the Pioneer Marathon. There's only 9 decks left on the wheel, so let's go ahead and spin and see what we get. Oh, are we going to get there? Oh, Boros Convoke. Okay. So this is the Boros Convoke deck. So it's obviously a Boros aggro deck, and it is built around you play a bunch of cheapo creatures and then use them to convoke out Knight Errant of Eos, which when it enters, you look at the top 6 cards. You may reveal up to 2 creatures of mana value X or less from among them, where X is the number of creatures that convoked it, and put them into your hand. Or Venerated Loxodon, which puts +1 counters on the creatures that convoked it. So in order to set all that up, we have Thraben Inspector, Voldaren Epicure, Clarion Spirit, which makes a spirit token whenever you cast your second spell, Resolute Reinforcements. You have Giant Killer, which can act as a removal spell or just a cheap creature. And then you have Ornithopter and Gleeful Demolition, and you can use Gleeful Demolition on your Thopters, the Clue token that Thraben makes, or the Blood token that Epicure makes. So you use all of that to convoke out these guys, or you do the Bushwhacker plan and whack your opponent to death with that. Mana base, fairly straightforward. 2 Den of the Bugbear, rest of them are Boros lands, including Mana Confluence, and you've got 2 Shephet Dunes to anthem your team sometimes. Sideboard includes Cathar Commando for artifacts and enchantments, Invasion of Gobakon, Wedding Announcement, Forge Devil, which you bring in against Elvish, Mystic, and Llanowar Elf decks, Rending Volley, and Fire Mantle Mage, 3 mana 2/2 rally whenever it or another ally enters the battlefield. So whenever it enters, creatures you control gain menace until end of turn. So it's a creature that makes your board harder to block. And then, of course, Giganta, because, you know, we can play Giganta. So that's Boros Convoke. Let's go ahead and jump into our first league of the day with the deck. All right, we are on the draw for round number 1. Let's see. This looks fine. Yeah, we got turn 1 Thraben into turn 2 Gleeful Demolition Convoke, right? Yeah. So keep Soken's on, passes the turn. All right, so let's shock this in, play Thraben, and then back to them. Riverglide Pathway, so very likely to be Phoenix or some kind of creativity deck. All right, so let's go. Represents a counter spell, but I'm not just going to not do it. So let's Gleeful the Clue token. Stern Dismissal on Thraben. Sure. So it is a Transmog deck or something. So I guess we just replay Thraben here. And so we're 1 short of being able to convoke this turn. That's okay. So trigger, make another Clue, and then pass back to them. Can't believe Unsummon is actually a playable Magic card. Spikefield Hazard, one of our tokens. Opponent plays Fable the Mirror Breaker. All right, so if I convoke now, I don't have the mana to play anything else, although I might just hit a 1-drop anyway, but I have no better thing to do. Oh no, I guess so I go Clarion Spirit, then convoke Knight of Errant. Okay, so Clarion Spirit, then convoke this guy. So trigger that, make a spirit token, then resolve the Knight Errant. All right, I'm looking at the cards. So let's grab Giant Killer and Epicure, and then back to them. Discard Stern Dismissal, Shark Typhoon, Mutavault, another Fable the Mirror Breaker. All right, so even though I can convoke another Knight Errant, and Loxodon, maybe I just double convoke guys and then Bushwhack next turn. So land, they are essentially tapped out right now. They don't have counterspell mana up. So if I convoke, so I go Epicure, then convoke Knight Errant, then convoke Loxodon, right? I go Epicure, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then convoke this guy. All right, I can do both, right? Yeah. So Epicure, trigger, and then I want to convoke with this one. I want to have 5 guys open for Loxodon, so, and here. So trigger Clarion Spirit, then resolve Knight Errant. So let me grab another Giant Killer and another Epicure. And then I go Epicure, another trigger, and then convoke Venerated. So the Spirit, this one, and this one. And then we pass. And then next turn I get to Surge Bushwhacker. Or just, have a huge board anyway. So then another Fable, and then this one flips over. Discarded Fiery Impulse Island. So they've got these 2, Reflection, and the Mutavault to block with. They can transmog into Atraxa, but I don't think that even saves them. Combat, Suicide Attack with the Shamans. Sure. Block. Then go to damage. The Shaman tokens die. Plays another land. Oh, it is a creativity deck? Or, yeah, creativity, right? And then they're going to creativity both treasure tokens. Yep. All right, what are they hitting? 2 terrain. Oh, so it's Gear Hulk. Gotcha. So they can Gear Hulk 2 unsummons, or they can Gear Hulk Impulse to kill one of our guys, and then... All right, so I guess I hope I draw land so that I can go chop down plus surge. Spike field, hazard. No, they're stern dismissal and impulse. So they're going to kill one of our guys and then bounce a thing. So stern, a token, and then impulse to kill a guy. Sure. A second bushwhacker, which I unfortunately can't use. So let's see. If I just attack with everything, they have 3 blocks, right? They can block here, here, and here, and take. So these are the highest power guys. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So they're dead. All right. Cast Giant Killer, Surge Bushwhacker, and then go to combat and attack with everything, and they take lethal. There's the blocks. And then they should go to -1 here, right? -4. All right. So they're probably going to bring in Brotherhood's End and some such cards. So what do I want for this matchup? Cathar Commando to blow up Fable. Seems kind of like a losing strategy. Invasion of Gobakon. Wedding Announcement. That's probably it. And Giant Killers are still good. So what's bad? Nothing really. I probably just shave stuff. So the Ornithopters are like the least impactful cards. Let's see. One of these, one of these. Maybe I just cut all the Ornithopters. Yeah, let's just cut all the Ornithopters and keep in Thraben. I guess, no, these guys also blow up Gear Hulk. Yeah, so they are actually useful. Okay, so yeah, cut this and... I don't really want to cut anything. I guess if I'm cutting that many artifacts, then Gleeful can go. Like one of the Gleefuls. All right, let's do that. 2 lands, bunch of good stuff. All right, we'll keep this hand. So we've got turn 1 Thraben, turn 2 either Gleeful or Resolute Reinforcements. Lava Glide Pathway. So, all right, well, we're just running our guy into a removal spell, but what can you do? Yep, Impulse. Sure. Back to you. Island. So now we just pass with Resolute Reinforcements open. Cycle Magma Opus. Sure. Another land. So end step, Resolute Reinforcements. Trigger here. Then back to us. All right. I can attempt to resolve Gleeful, and then if that fails, I can still Bushwhack. Or I can just cast a Wedding Announcement. It's probably better to go for the high upside play. So let's go Gleeful on the Clue. That succeeded. So let's just Convoke this with everything. Holding 2 open for Make Disappear. All right, that resolved. And then there's no reason to Surge Bushwhacker right now, so we just pass. I guess I could Surge Bushwhacker and get in 7 damage right now, but I would rather do it when I have all these guys untapped. Obviously, they can have a Sweeper, but, you know, what are you going to do? Stern Lesson. Yeah, so they can Creativity for Gear Hulk and then Gear Hulk back Opus. Or since they're making a Power Stone, they can just cast Gear Hulk on their turn and get back Opus, which would be pretty rough. Maybe I should have just Surged Bushwhacker there. Yeah, all right, they did have a Sweeper. So Brotherhood's End, unfortunate. Okay, 2 mana available. Let's play Wedding Announcement and see if this resolves. It did resolve. All right, play that tapped, combat, attack with the elephant. And then end step, we get a token, and then it's back to them. Another land. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so they're shocking it in. So this has got to be Creativity, right? Creativity, eat these 2 tokens, get 2 Gear Hulks. They get Magma Opus plus something else. So I'm probably losing my whole board right now. Loxodon dies. Are they just going to bounce Wedding Announcement or the token? Oh no, they're getting Stern Lesson. Well, I don't think I can come back from that. Yeah, let's just concede here and go on to game 3. Do I want to try to speed up again for this next game? Since we're on the play now. So maybe this is just, like, doing this is probably just the wrong move. Although you can flash us in and shoot one of the artifact tokens that they're targeting. So it is useful to some degree in that sense. Maybe this plan is wrong. And I should just be trying to speed up. All right, that out. This back in, this back in, this back in. Double Bushwhacker, right? All right, this is fine. So shock, play Thraben, back to them. Plays a mountain. All right, so... yeah, let's just attack, and then I guess I hold this up. So take 1, and then back to them. I could do it now to try to get under a counterspell, but then I'm going to Convoke Loxodon anyway, so it's fine. They shock a Steam Vents in. All right, end step, cast this. Trigger, ooh, Gleeful Demolition. All right, Gleeful here. And then Loxodon, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Does this resolve? Obviously, we just lose to Brotherhood's End, but what are you going to do? All right, let's Surge Bushwhacker. All right, they do have a counterspell, so back to them. And if they have the Sweeper, they have the Sweeper. No hesitation tells me it's the Sweeper. Yep, how unfortunate. All right, well, I'm not going to wait on this, so... do I just put Gigantha in my hand instead of this? I guess. All right, Gigantha, go to combat, swing here, and back to them. I guess you could sideboard Surge of Salvation to protect yourself from red sweepers specifically. Brotherhood's End, so they have 2 burn spells. All right, so Brotherhood's plus another burn spell. Sure. There goes the elephant. All right, what are we drawing? Thraben, Trigger Make a Clue, Surge Bushwhacker, and attack for 4. All right, they're at 8. Another land tapped. We do Knight Errant. All right, so let's just convoke out Knight Errant. Obviously, this can get countered, but it's better than I think just trying to hit them for 3 here. Okay, trigger Knight Errant. Man, we bricked. 4 lands, 2 Loxodons. Wow. All right, well, back to them. Discarding Magma Opus. Well, we are completely screwed now, because if they just go Gear Hulk at Magma Opus, then 2 of our guys die, and they have a 5/6 and a 4/4 in play, and they draw 2 more cards. So they just have the mana to cast Gear Hulk right now. So that being the case, if they have Gear Hulk, then I just ram my board and everything dies. So let's just convoke another Knight Errant. All right, what are we getting this time? Okay, use the ability. We're grabbing, Cathar Commando and Giant Killer for their Gear Hulks. That's better than Resolute. All right, so let's just take both of these and then just hold mana up. Rending Volley on Knight Errant, sure. So I guess they didn't have it. 4 mana. Soken's-On, sure. Otawara as a land, they have 1 card left. Is it the last card Creativity and then they Creativity everything? Yeah, all right. Triple Gear Hulk, Magma Opus, Rending Volley, and Spikefield Hazard. So let's see, 19 power on the board, plus, 19 power on the board, plus drawing 2 cards, killing all of our creatures. All right, float in response. Second one, Rending Volley's away Knight Errant, or Spikefield's this Bushwhacker, and then Rending Volley's the Knight Errant. All right, so let's just get this on the board. So back to us. So I guess I do this now while they're tapped out. Chop down one of these. So I guess my next turn, so I guess I'm just going to pass, block, shoot one of them. Yeah, all right, back to them. Mutavault, combat. Everything swings, we block this one, then we shoot that one, and then we take 4, go to 12, and we still have to contend with all of this. I can Bushwhacker right now, so I can go Resolute Bushwhacker, and that's not enough, right? That's 7 damage minus Mutavault blocking, and then we die on the Crackback. Oh no, I guess we don't die on the Crackback, right? Because this is 5, 9, and this is 11 even if they don't do anything here. If they have Shark Typhoon, we're dead on the Crackback. The alternative is to do what? Play Giant Killer, then flash out Resolute Reinforcements and just like chump block something? How am I winning from that position then? If I put Giant Killer on the board and surge that's 4 damage minus if they decide to have Mutavault block Reckless Bushwhacker. But then I at least have Giant Killer on the board for next turn to start tapping stuff. Problem is, like, even if I do this and it's completely successful, then they still have a whole turn of being able to survive. All right, so let's go Giant Killer. And then I guess I just pass with Reinforcements open. Or I just draw with the Clue. Another land. Activates Mutavault. I guess I should try to trade with that. So if they're activating this, it's possible they have Spikefield Hazard in their hand, and so I have to block to not die. All right, Resolute Reinforcements. 6 mana. The 4th Gear Hulk, which flashes back a counterspell. Okay, sure. I guess I'm not going to block because I'm not winning this game if I just chump block with Giant Killer in this situation. Go to 1. All right, so I can go Epicure Surge. They block and they go to 3. So that doesn't do it. I have to be able to have 4 blockers for all of these creatures. What can possibly get me out of this? I don't think anything. I guess whether I crack the Clue or use the Veldarin and then Blood away Giganta, it's the same mana, but I at least get this on the board. So let's play this. And then activate this, discarding Giganta. Another Epicure. So yeah, we're dead. On to round number 2. Round 2, we're on the draw. All right, this is good. So it's turn 1 Veldarin, turn 2... Yeah. Turn 1 Veldarin, turn 2 Gleeful Giant Killer Loxodon. All right. You know what I wish they had? So if WotC is not going to take an active role in moderating their Moto community, so complaining about players, reporting them as irrelevant, what they could do is implement a block feature where you just say in regular games of Magic, so so there obviously would be certain leagues, certain tournaments where you couldn't do this, but in leagues, you can just block players, basically meaning like, I never want to be paired against this player. And then if you have a player who's just consistently a jerk, just an a-hole in the chat, or they try to rope people, then you can just have more and more players add them to the block list till eventually they are waiting to ever get queued. Now, you couldn't do that in like super high stakes tournaments, but at least in leagues, I think it would be fine. Well, that's awkward. It's power 4, right? Yeah. So let's see. Well, I have no way of dealing with Thing in the Ice, so I guess I just add as much power to the board as possible and then try to go for Bushwhacker next turn. So Gleeful here, then white play Giant Killer, and then locks it on, trigger, and then back to them, and then we can go Dude Bushwhacker attack. Third land. All right, so I can't Bushwhack because I don't have the mana to. This is being the third land here is a problem. So in that case, I guess we just go straight to combat. Yep, straight to combat. Attack with everyone. So they have one block and presumably some amount of spells. They bottomed whatever they opted into. Consider. All right. Fiery Impulse on Giant Killer. Sure. And they get one block and they take 12. No, 10. They didn't block at all. All right. Play this and pass to them. So now any spell equals the board flips. Chart a course. Flips. Bounce everything. This card's Hall of Storm Giants. Another Thing in the Ice. They're attacking. That's pretty brazen of you. All right. Resolute Reinforcements. Trigger. So if I go Epicure, Surge, they're dead. Yeah. Epicure, Surge, Bushwhacker. Then go to combat, swing all. All right. Back to... Wait, 1-0. Did they just, like, concede the match completely? Huh. All right. On to the next round. All right. Round 3, we're on the play. Well, we've got Ornithopter into Gleeful. No payoff, but it's a good start. So I'll keep. All right. So Vantage, Ornithopter, Gleeful, and then pass. Blooming Marsh, Elvish Mystic. Okay. Ooh, Clarion Spirit. All right. So attack with the team. Then we go land, Clarion Spirit, Ornithopter, trigger, and pass. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Fatal Push the Clarion Spirit. And nothing else. All right. Another Gleeful Demolition. So let's go to combat. Swing with everything but Ornithopter. I guess I can swing with Ornithopter too, but whatever. All right. Damage. And then Gleeful the Ornithopter. So it's some kind of Golgari deck. I probably want to hold Giant Killer just in case they have like Lovestruck Beast or some other big creature that I need to kill. Go for the throat on this. I'm surprised they didn't go for the throat on the Ornithopter. Oh no, they couldn't go for the throat on the Ornithopter, right? Duh. All right. So go for the throat on the Spirit. Fourth land plays Essica's Chariot. Well, I can at least kill the Chariot. Attacking into the cats is... Ooh, I can blow the Chariot up. Problem is I can't attack into these cats anymore. So I attack, they block 2, and then they only go to 9. So I need to wait until I either find a Convoke dude or Bushwhacker. If I Gleeful the Chariot now, what does it matter? I can hold Giant Killer, but there's no guarantee they're actually going to crew it. Then the alternative is I just put Gigantha in my hand, but if I do that, then they'll definitely just crew it and attack. So, yeah, I guess the move is wait and hold up Giant Killer. And just try to hope I bait them into crewing it. So they are crewing it. All right, chop down on the Chariot, which causes them to tap out on their cat tokens. So we have better attacks, maybe. Another elf and Gigantha in hand. All right, and a land tapped. Okay, so we have a good attack now. All right, so just go to combat, swing all, trades with one of the elves. And they take 5, go to 8. So then we cast Giant Killer, land, get Gigantha, and pass. And they also have their own Gigantha, which they can play, although then we can just tap it. But then they still have the double cats. But I guess that's fine, right? Gigantha. So I go tap. They have 2 blocks. They take 3 and go to 5, and then they still have the blocks next turn. All right, let's go Thraben, trigger, Gleeful on the clue, and then just pass and then tap Gigantha down. Or do I just swing now? I have so much power on the board, right? I go tap this, swing, 2 of my guys die, they go to 5, and then I'm untapping next turn with 6, 7 1/1s and 1 tap effect. It's probably better to just pass and tap this down on their turn. So yeah, pass, stop on upkeep, tap down Gigantha. Doing it now so they can't spend the mana, so they can't use it to pay for anything. Karn, sure. They only have 2 mana to go grab something. What can they grab? Haywire Might to block. Ratchet Bomb? Well, that's a bummer. So now we just pretty much just lose. I play Gigantha, and then what? They blow all our tokens up. I guess they blow their tokens up as well. They don't even have to do it before I attack them. So even if I attack with these, they can just... I guess I can attack Karn. Then they go block, block, blow everything up. But so then they just still block. So it's irrelevant. They're untapping with 7 mana and an active Karn. All right, combat. Everything at Karn except these 2. Yeah, Ratchet Bomb. All those die. Mana Confluence, Giganta. Back to opponent. Grabbing Noxious Gear Hulk. Alright, so now I don't think there's any possible way we can win this. Gear Hulk kills Giganta, and then... yeah, and then we just have nothing. We can't even kill Karn off. Take 5 from Giganta, go to 13. I could maybe rebuild if I get enough. Yeah, that's not going to be enough, though. Alright. I can, like, tap this attack, and they either block or lose Karn, but whatever. That doesn't matter. Yeah, we lose. So even if I had attacked there, I would have, what? Gotten in, like, gotten in some damage, but then they still just Ratchet Bomb, blow the field up anyway. So, let's see. They're an Elvish Mystic deck, so we want Forge Devil. And we probably want Invasion. I think that's it, though. And I probably need to, like, go fast in this matchup. The giant killers don't actually seem that great, even though, yes, they do kill certain things. Let's cut 2 of these. Let's cut... We're putting in 1 drop so I can afford to cut some number of this stuff. All right, let's submit that. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Fire Mantle Mage. I don't know. All right, on the play. So, Thraben, Resolute, Bushwhacker. I guess it's good enough. Keep. So, Sacred Foundry, Thraben, and go. Thought sees us. I don't know what they'll take, actually. One of the 2 Bushwhackers? Resolute Reinforcements? They took Resolute, sure. Ooh, we drew Gleeful. All right. Gleeful here. White for Thraben. Combat. Attack with this Thraben. Pass. Llanowar Waste. Elvish Mystic. Knight Errant. I guess I just Convoke everything. Yeah. So, Convoke Erethin. Triggers. Use the ability. And then let's grab Forge Devil and Resolute Reinforcements. And then let's just Forge Devil kill this rather than Surge. All right, they've conceded to that. So, okay, the only question is, do I want Fire Mantle Mage in this matchup? I don't think I do. I think that's more for what, like aggro decks? So you can beat through their board. It doesn't feel like they gum up the board that much. They have more like big payoffs like Karn. So yeah, let's just run this back. All right, game 3 on the draw. This hand does lack a payoff, but it does have enough mana, clue to redraw. All right, let's keep. Clue to redraw and blood to redraw. So turn 1's probably Epicure, so that I have the mana, so that if I don't draw anything relevant, I can just use blood to filter a card away. No Elf and no Thoughtseize. All right, Shock, play, Epicure. Fatal Push? Yeah, Fatal Push. All right, second land, Elf. Well, I'm going to filter with the blood pretty much no matter what, so let's go Battlefield Forge, filter, discard Mana Confluence. Now there's Gleeful Demolition. All right, so play Thraben, and back to them. Another Fatal Push? All right. Another land. Chariot. Again, it's probably just hold up Giant Killer and kill the Chariot. If they just choose not to attack with the Chariot, then I just pop my clue token. All right, back to them. Land. Yeah, so they're just not going to do it. Swing here. What if I had Resolute Reinforcements and I killed your guy? All right, go to 13. Puts Giganta in hand. All right, pop the clue. Okay, locks it on. So what's the move here? Gleeful the Chariot and then just put Giganta in my hand? Or Gleeful, Killer, Surge, attack. Then they attack back and play Giganta, and then we Convoke locks it on? Alright, blow that up. Then, actually no, I should hold Giant Killer to kill Giganta next turn, right? Yeah. So what am I doing instead then? I guess I'm just casting Bushwhacker and blocking a cat token. Cast with Surge. They just have another Fatal Push? Alright. Well, things are going to get real rough now. All right, there comes Giganta. Then we take another 4 down to 8. Ooh, Knight Errant. All right, so chop down, then cast Giant Killer. And we're really on the cusp of dying just to these cat tokens. More removal? Come on. I was at least hoping that I could Knight Errant and then maybe get some 1-drops. So then here we're literally dead on board because they can just attack with cat plus elf. Yeah, we're dead on board. Amazing. All right, on to round number 4. So there's the 2 Boros decks. There's Boros Pia and Boros Convoke. I feel like the Pia deck is just better. Its cards aren't as reliant on each other to work. You don't have to have a board full of cheap creatures or artifact synergies with Gleeful Demolition plus Convoke dudes. Like, you don't have to have all the cards line up as well. You have tons of Impulse Draw to continuously refuel. You get to play actually good removal in Chain to the Rocks, which this deck isn't playing. Pia also has, like... So, the Convoke deck has more explosive draws initially, where you can, like, turn 2 out Convoke dudes and play Bushwhacker, but the Pia deck has more explosive draws later, where you just use Pia to make tons of Thopters, or you use Runaway Steamkin to generate tons of mana. And definitely both having played with the Pia deck and having played against both of these decks a lot of times, I feel like the Pia deck's better. On the draw for round 4. So this hand obviously needs help, because I don't have an artifact to blow up, and I don't have exactly second things to do, but I think it's good enough to keep. There's lots of things we can draw where this hand suddenly becomes really good. Obviously, against a turn 1 elf, it's not going to be as good. Oh, well, drawing another Clarion Spirit kind of sucks too. So just play that tapped and go. So basically, like, we have 12 things that make artifacts, so if we drew any of those on turn 1, then Gleeful would have suddenly become good. Even drawing it later isn't that bad either. What'd they get with Oath? Another land? Sure. Well, we're just not drawing, like, really anything of value, so play a Clarion Spirit. Although, multiple Clarion Spirits is kind of going to get out of hand if we start chaining them all. I don't know if it's a good or bad sign that they had nothing to play for 2 mana, or nothing to play for 3 mana. Alright, there's Old Growth Troll. There's Nykthos. Man, we just continue to draw absolutely nothing. Alright, well, let's just play another Clarion Spirit, and then I still can't do anything, so just pass back to them. We have so many 1-drops as well. Alright, Storm the Festival. Yep, and now we just proceed to lose the game. Karn and Kiora. So next turn they have what's known as a metric F-ton of mana. How much do they actually have? 4, 5, 6, down to 4, up to 10. So they can flashback Storm or just play anything else. They grabbed Filigree Silex. They're going to attack us? Okay. And then I just get to kill Karn? Really? Oh, no. Because they get to untap it, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess I just play this out to the best of my ability. Clarion Spirit. And then Convoke a Loxodon. And yield all these triggers. We're 1 short of being able to play another Loxodon, right? I've played a land this turn. Yeah. All right. So back to them. They at least get to play Filigree Silex to blow all these spirit tokens up. / do even more than that. 6 mana. Cavalier. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. I think one of the worst things about this deck is that, so they're in a position right now where basically they're overwhelmingly likely to win the game, but they technically haven't won the game yet. So it is technically correct to keep playing, even though I'm like 98% to lose, but it's just correct to just keep going. Surely they're going to play Filigree Silex, right? Like, they can't risk that I just Bushwhacker and just a natural Storm from the hand. Didn't even have to flashback. Okay. Yeah, the worst decks probably are the ones that create situations where they are 98 to 99% to win the game, but technically haven't won yet and have to go through the motions of taking a 10-minute combo turn to actually get there. So this, Storm, Eggs, like all of those decks, Blue-White Control. Obviously, I could have mulled my hand. All right, another Cavalier. Found another Nykthos. And they have exactly enough mana to play Filigree Silex now. So they have enough mana to play Filigree Silex, and then also they're just not going to? That seems so foolhardy. What if I just play like a Bushwhacker and kill you? Sky Sovereign to hand. Like, I know it's unlikely, but it's possible. All right, if I Shephet Dunes right now, they block all of these creatures and then take 4, 6, 8, 10. Alternately, I just Suicide Attack into their Planeswalkers. I guess I can get Karn off the board by just swinging all of my spirits into him. Oh, man. Then they still untap with 10 bajillion mana and 2 Storms. If I want to kill Kiora off, I have to swing in a bunch of creatures to get killed. Basically, everything has to attack Kiora, and then they still have too much mana. So there's just no way, right? They also have a Leveler in their graveyard. There's just absolutely no way. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. Let's just concede this and go to the next game. All right, so Fire Mantle Mage, Forge Devils to kill their guys. Invasion of Gobakon makes their stuff more expensive. And then what am I cutting? So just shave a bunch of stuff, right? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Actually, is Giant Killer? How good is Giant Killer here? It's terrible against Troll. It's also not great against Cavalier, although it might be good enough to kill Cavalier. Nah, not really. All right, put this back, put this back. All right, let's do that. Only 1 land, but it's a pretty good start. So keep. What exactly am I doing on turn 1? Am I Gleefuling immediately? I guess so, right? It puts the maximum amount of pressure on them. All right, pass. Turn 1 Othanissa. I'd like to see that instead of an elf. Nykthos. Didn't draw a second land, so Thraben Inspector. Combat. Attack with everything. Pass. Another Oath of Nissa. Gets Troll. Plays Lair of the Hydra. All right, so I can convoke all of these guys and... All right, so Gleeful the Clue. Then convoke the Loxodon. Then I have to pay 1 more here. And then combat, attack with the 2 tokens. All right, so they finally have the mana for the Troll. There's the Troll. I don't know that it matters at this point. All right, let's just attack with everything. Swing all. Trade here. Troll becomes mana ramp. They are at 3, though. So unless they boarded into Filigree Silex, I think they're just dead. All right, game 3. Maybe I'm supposed to board out some of my more expensive cards. I don't know. Like, is Knight Errant a cut instead of like one of the Ornithopters? Not sure. Or maybe like a Clarion Spirit. Clarion Spirit feels like it's better in like the grindy games. Although the fact that they're flying... No, the fact they're flying doesn't really matter in this matchup. I just need to rush them, right? So Ornithopter back in. This card honestly feels like it just sucks in this matchup. I don't know. I guess I can tap stuff with it, but that's so mana intensive. Let's run that. On the draw for Nykthos, game 3. Well, we got Forge Devil, but then we don't really have anything else. I guess I could technically Convoke this after a while. All right, I'll keep and then Forge Devil an elf, hopefully. Sage you into an elf. All right. Ooh, down to the Bugbear. All right, so Forge Devil, kill that. Another elf, and they're stuck on one land. Is it better to Clarion Spirit here or to cast Resolute Reinforcements? Probably Resolute, right? Yeah. So attack with Forge Devil, and then we'll Resolute. 2 mana on Wolf Willow Haven. Another elf. Well, they recovered pretty fast from being locked on 1 mana. Play Resolute Reinforcements. 3rd land. Okay, so we go Clarion, Thraben Inspector, triggers the Clarion, and then Convoke everything but the Devil. So trigger that. Swing with this Devil. They have a lot of mana, but we have a lot of power on the board. 5 mana for Cavalier. All right, that's not too bad. Storm in the Graveyard, didn't find Nykthos. They have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. All right, so if I'm going to attack with everything, I guess I should make sure that Clarion Spirit doesn't die. Or rather, they might choose to block Clarion Spirit with Cavalier, so I should do this stuff now. So Thraben, then shock this in. I guess I'm convoking into the... I guess I'm convoking a guy, so... White, this. Venerated Loxodon. Convoke this one that just came out. And then if I attack everything, the 2 biggest blockers is here and here. And they take 4, 6, 8, 9. So it's not enough, so I should just convoke this. All right, combat, swing everything. So they can put Cavalier on the Venerated Loxodon and then just chump block with the elf or just not. They take 9 damage or something. I guess technically I didn't have to do any of that pre-combat, but it's fine, whatever. They're at 10. 10 with 3 blockers, so it's here, this one, and this one get blocked, so it's 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We're 1 short unless I find a land for Den of the Bugbear. 4 mana. Nope. Another Cavalier. They still failed to hit Nykthos. All right, I think that's the game. So land, animate Den, go to combat, swing everything. Boom. All right, on to round number 5. All right, we're on the play for round number 5. We're 1 short of being able to convoke a guy. But basically, if I don't draw either a land or a white 1-drop, the hand just doesn't do anything. All right, mull this. All right, I guess that's better. So keep this and put back Battlefield Forge. All right, that would have been pretty sweet, though, if that last hand had worked. So Den, Voldaren Epicure, and go. Temple of Mystery. So this is Lotus. It's got to be Lotus Field, right? All right, well, if it's Lotus Field, I should use the blood right now in case I draw something else. I'm going to use the blood pretty much no matter what, but I don't think I want to discard a land. So I'm just discarding Giant Killer. Yeah, I guess. Oh, it's another land. So Thraben and attack. Balaged Recovery, then back to us. All right, so land, Voldaren Epicure, trigger that. There's nothing I can draw with this blood that would make me not just play Venerated Loxodon. So yeah, I'd have to specifically draw a 1-drop. And I can't risk not being able to play it this turn. So back to them. And we have basically a 2-turn clock. So we have to hope this is good enough to kill them before they go off. Voyaging Satyr into Lotus Field. Yep. Ornithopter does nothing. So let's pop the clue. What are we drawing? Reckless Bushwhacker. All right. Land, Ornithopter. That was a great draw. But I think they're still not dead, right? Bushwhacker. But am I putting them at enough damage to where they have to block? 2, 3, 8, 11. Yeah, so they do have to block. So attack with everything. They have to put this in front of Loxodon, and then that at least gets them lower mana for them to be able to go off. Yeah, so block there, and then it's back to them. Yeah, so that was good enough. All right, so I want Invasion of Gobakon, and then I don't think anything else. So I want to cut whatever is the slowest, which is what? Probably Clarion Spirit? Yeah, let's do that. On the draw for game 2 against Lotus Field. His hand looks pretty good. It is a little bit slow, though, but I'm not going to ship this. So it's turn 1 Thraben into turn 2 Clarion, Ornithopter trigger. We still can't convoke, though. Thraben Inspector trigger, go. They also have a fast draw in Grazer. And the Grazer blocks well. Impulse. They did not have a Lotus Field. All right, so whether I play Reinforcements or Clarion Spirit now, it's irrelevant. So I just go Clarion Spirit, Ornithopter, trigger, and then we're one short of being able to Convoke, so let's just pass. Thespian Stage, Vizier. So they're setting up for another turn pretty soon. All right, let's see. I could play Giant Killer, and then I can like try to tap down the Vizier on upkeep, depending on if they're able to go off. So let's see. Cast this, then cast Epicure. Trigger the Clarion Spirit to make another spirit. Then Epicure triggers, and then is it more important to get Loxodon on the field or Knight Errant? I can't get both of this turn, so if I attack, I deal 1 damage to them. Let's see. If I found Bushwhacker off of the Knight Errant, that would probably be more damage than this Loxodon is next turn, although I don't have a way to do both necessarily. So Loxodon represents what? More damage next turn, less options. All right, let's just do Loxodon and Convoke this one, this one, this one. More damage from flying since they only have 1 flying blocker. I'm never going to do anything but activate this probably. And then more damage from flying. So trigger this, back to you. Impulse again. So if they find a Lotus Field right now, they can't copy it with Stage yet. No, they can, because they untap it with Vizier and then copy it. And then they go off next turn. Still didn't find Lotus Field, though. All right, there's a land. So let me see. If I play this, I'm short on being able to use Bushwhacker. I probably want to tap this down in their upkeep. So let's max Knight Errant out on the things that are not great at attacking. So that would be this one, this one, this one, and I guess these two, because then these are more damage. So trigger that. So 3 Bushwhackers and an Epicure, eh? So let's just grab Bushwhacker, Epicure, and then don't actually do anything because I'm going to tap Vizier down. So swing here and here. Blocks this. They take 3 from that. Copies Mana Confluence. All right. Tap this guy down in your upkeep. They copied Mana Confluence. So they do probably just have to win this turn or else they lose. 4 mana, including white. 5 mana. Pour over the pages. So they basically, what do they have to do? They have to find Lotus Field plus Hidden Strings so that they can get enough mana to start going off. This card's an island. So 2 cycles Vizier to untap the Vizier they currently have. All right, they're super dead then, I guess. All right, yeah. All right, so only 3 and 2 with Boros Convoke. So yeah, as I said earlier, it feels like that. So there's 2 Boros aggro decks in Pioneer right now. There's this one, and then there's the Pia deck, and it feels like this one is worse. So a couple of things. You have to play like all these bad cards like Ornithopter, Thraben Inspector, and Voldaren Epicure in order to enable Gleeful Demolition and the Convoke guys. And if you don't have those synergies come together, then you just have a bunch of dud cards. Same thing, like a lot of the synergies, like Bushwhacker plus cheap stuff, plus you have to have a massive board. It's really, really hard to recover from getting hit by sweepers, or just if your opponent has enough removal to keep you off of what you're doing. The Pia deck is able to recover more from losing board positions. It just has a much better late game. So the Pia deck has this odd quirk where it's an aggro deck that actually gets better as the game goes along, because with more mana, you have more ability to impulse and then cast those spells immediately or cast more impulses. And this deck has the opposite, where it might get better in the mid game when you have a bunch of creatures on the board, but if you actually go into the late game, it's way worse. But it obviously does have those explosive draws where you go like, you know, turn 1, Gleeful Demolition and Ornithopter, turn 2, like play a guy, play a Convoke dude, turn 3, spell Bushwhacker. But it feels like those are rarer. But anyways, that takes us to the end of the Boros Convoke League.